What's up, everybody? It is Friday, October 31st, otherwise known as Halloween. Did I scare you? So today is Friday. It's Food Fridays. This is Video Every Day, number 19. As always, my name is Andy Frisch. This is FreshEvolutionFitness.com. So, Food Friday. What I want to talk about today is the most important meal of the day. And most everybody out there should know that's breakfast. Now, fun fact, which most people know out there anyways, most likely, but breakfast is called breakfast because you're breaking a fast, right? Because you're not eating while you're sleeping. Hopefully not, unless you're like a zombie eater. I'm just doing a Halloween theme today, zombies and everything. But so breakfast is you're breaking that fast, right? As you're sleeping, you're not eating. When you wake up, you're breaking that fast by getting some food. Hopefully, that's why we're doing this video. Now, a lot of people that I work with wake up and skip breakfast. They'll have a cup of coffee, or two, or three, or four. Some of you jittery, jumpy people know who I'm talking about. But when you skip breakfast, you're actually doing your body a disservice. And now, everything I say in all of these videos, I'm just going through my experiences that have worked for me, that have worked for clients. The things I've read in my different certifications and specialties that I've gotten, the things that I read and find, the books that I have. I'm just going off of what I know. And I'm far from the final say-so. Probably everything I say, somebody out there is going to be able to say, no, not right. So when I say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, there's going to be somebody out there that says, no, not true, because conflict creates interest, right? If somebody challenges the notion and says, well, you think this is the right way, but that's wrong, then, you know, they're going to get some attention. So I'm just saying that because I'm telling you breakfast is the most important meal of the day. There are going to be other people out there that say, nope, not true. But what I'm showing you is what happens when you don't have breakfast, okay? So most people, pretty much everybody's familiar with insulin. Most people are familiar with cortisol. These two are hormones that act in completely different ways, okay? Cortisol is something that breaks down and destroys. It could be, and it's also catabolic, is when you're breaking things down. So this could be breaking down fat, it could be breaking down muscle tissue. Insulin is the reverse of catabolic, it's anabolic. Insulin can build, but it can build muscle or it can build fat, okay? I'm sure it's much more detailed than that. I'm just trying to keep this in simple layman's terms. So when you wake up and you don't have anything to eat, because your body's in the starvation mode, your cortisol level is sky high. So when you wake up without any food, your cortisol level is here. If you continue to not eat, if you go and just have that cup of coffee, don't have anything else to eat, don't have lunch, and then maybe around dinner you'll get something, then that cortisol level drops down, because your insulin levels are staying low. Your insulin level is going to get spiked once you have something to eat. So you're going without breakfast, without lunch, and then you have something to eat around dinner time, then your insulin level comes up. As your insulin level goes up, your cortisol level goes down. Now, the problem with that is you're going to be spending that whole part of the day with your cortisol level sky high. Cortisol is a stress hormone, which means it's going to be doing a lot of different adverse effects to your body, right? A lot of different things are going to be going on. Joint inflammation, you know, increased abdominal weight gain. There's just a laundry list of different things that will happen. So, ideally, what you want to do, I'm so proud of myself. I got a nice little bar graph here. So ideally what you want to do is when you wake up and that cortisol is high, you want to eat breakfast, you know, within 30 to 40 minutes. Usually get like a nice big glass of water to get your digestion going, then get something to eat so that cortisol level will drop down, and again, that insulin level will go up. Now, for those of you that are used to not eating breakfast, you're probably able to go the whole day without really being too hungry, which is not a good thing. When you switch over to doing this and you do start eating breakfast, that insulin level is going to come up, and then after your body digests it and the blood sugar comes back down, your insulin is going to come back down, okay? So it's going to be kind of going from, oh, I'm never hungry, I don't really need to eat, to, I had breakfast today and I'm starving now, because your insulin is actually working the way it's supposed to be, up and down. So it's a series of spikes up and down. The idea is to eat slower digesting carbohydrates like oatmeal, vegetables, whole grains, things like that, that will release a slower pronounced spike in insulin rather than sweets and things like that. So it's important to have breakfast. It's important to have something. It doesn't have to be some big 7-meal fit for a king spread, but just something, whether it's a hard-boiled egg and a little bit of oatmeal or a protein shake or something besides a stinking cup of coffee. Now, the other thing I want to show here is both of these really simplistic drawings. Most everybody I work with that starts eating very little in the morning and maybe has a little bit for lunch and then has a big old dinner, their body looks pretty much like that, okay? Women are going to have a lot of kind of weight gain in the hips, inside of their thighs, things like that. Guys are going to have that big spare tire, abdominal fat. You know, men and women carry the fat a little bit differently, but they're going to look generally like that. Whereas when they finally get to switching it around and they start front-loading those calories and having them earlier in the day and kind of tail it off as you're going down, you know, you probably heard dinner like a king, lunch like a prince, dinner like a pauper. I mean, something along those lines. Your body will actually use the calories that you're eating earlier in the day as opposed to just kind of sitting on there and digesting it. And not only that, but when you're doing this, getting that load of food later at night, you're actually having a lot just sit there in your stomach at night, and your digestion is doing a lot of work when you should be getting nice recuperative sleep instead of your body working to digest the 2 pounds of meatloaf and mashed potatoes in your stomach. So that's it for today, guys. Friday food video every day number 19. Eat your breakfast, get your food earlier in the day so you look healthy, not like a multicolored Christmas tree, right? So thanks for listening. I will catch you tomorrow. Supplement Saturday coming at you. Have a great Halloween. Don't eat the candy because the candy is the devil. Don't forget. Thanks. Holla.